Welcome to Esthetician Unlocked. I'm Elaine Sterling, where we talk about all things Esty with our besties, as well as what's happening in the industry so that we can stay together and learn from each other. And you are now in the Elaine. I've had a horrible sinus infection, so I was like, I didn't even have time to put anything on today, so you're all just going to have to keep it real. I'll put a sensitive mask on once I've left this amazing session that we have today. So I have my Esty Bestie friend here, Tiffany, and we met at the Skin Games last year, which was incredible, which I want to get into that. But Tiffany, tell us about you and where you're located and about your practice.
Well, I'm Tiffany. I'm in Vidalia, Georgia. So that's home of the Sweet Onions in South Georgia, if you can't tell from my accent. Um, I'm a licensed esthetician and I have a 4-clinic treatment room, SkinCo, and I just love to practice results-driven treatments. I'm very adamant about skincare and how it's curated for and tailored for your client. I really believe that, the best results are seen when the client's touching their skin twice a day, and I'm lucky to see them once a month.
So when did you start? When did you graduate from aesthetic school?
I graduated in the summer of July, or I think it was July 2022. Um,
And then was that in the middle of COVID? COVID seems like so long ago.
2020.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't COVID. It was sort
it
of
was
in COVID,
after.
wasn't it?
It
Just
was
after
after.
COVID.
Yeah,
And then did you go straight into opening your own practice?
I did. Um, so I do have like a business background. My husband and I have a few businesses, so I've kind of worked on the bookkeeping side of that too. So I just kind of felt like my best opportunity would to be work for myself.
I think that's awesome. What is the name of
Skinco, SKNCO.
Skinco? That is so cool. I love that, Skinco. And are you just doing aesthetics in that practice, or do you have are you doing body treatments as well, or just skin?
I do just skin, but I do have another esthetician. She's a full body waxer. She's excellent. I'm trying to get her to go to the skin games too. And then we just brought on an injector. She's a nurse practitioner, so she's doing neuromodulators now. Love her. I just love the atmosphere. I kind of always thought maybe I would just be solo. I really wasn't sure how aesthetics would look for me in a practice, but having like a full of very talented professionals really is just, I think, a void that's filled in my life.
And you have magnificent skin, by the way.
Oh, thank
You
you.
look absolutely stunning. Um, and I love that you went straight out of school, and I'm sure you are like the rock star of Vidalia, right? You are probably the esthetician celebrity.
No, no, I don't look at it like that. I mean, I appreciate that coming from you, Elaine, but, I just really I like to stay in my lane and I like to do what I know. I feel like my strong suits, as an esthetician, and it's taken a long time, um, I feel like my consultation, my skin analysis, and my knowledge of ingredients and how they really interact with the skin, not just anyone's skin, but certain skin types, certain skin conditions. That's really my strong suit, and I feel like I am very knowledgeable across, I don't know, dozens of brands. So like when I look at someone, I can kind of like just give them a regimen off the top of my head. When I'm looking at or speaking to them, I'm already thinking like the cleanser from this brand and why these ingredients. So I feel like that is really what I stand out maybe here for.
That's amazing. Now, you have a non-profit too, am I right?
I do.
Oh, tell us
Um,
about that.
Okay, so Tip Tip's chemo bags is very near and dear to my heart, and I like that I'm trying to consolidate the skincare side as well as like a ministry and just a loving side of it.
Wow.
So when I was in aesthetic school, I was diagnosed with hairy cell leukemia right at the end of school, and I had to go straight to chemo. And I'd really never been affected by cancer or anyone in my life, so I didn't know what to expect. My mother-in-law had brought me this really nice bag full of comfort items, blanket socks. I know, Elaine, that you know all the things that just can help with skin and just side effects. And I didn't know what to expect. So the next day and the next 3 months, I used that bag every single day in chemo. And then I finished chemo, got my took my state boards, and the next day my husband took me to SkinCo because we had just bought this building right before I was diagnosed. And like I said, I didn't know how I was going to practice, but it was set up as an old doctor's office. So anyway, I walked in and I said, John, I feel a bad cloud coming. I don't think we're going to do this yet. And he was like, you are the bad cloud, keep going. So the very next day, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic and liver cancer, and I was devastated. And so I took my bag to her and just was like, we're going to fight this. We're going to get through it, even though I really had an unsettling feeling about her fate. And so, a lot of sleepless nights. And my husband and I came up with the idea to really give back to cancer patients and create this bag on a larger scale for all new cancer patients. And we started with the cancer center that my mom and I both received chemo. So I do try to look at it, with a beauty from ashes, you could say. Go ahead.
Sorry. Is this for all different types of cancer or for specific cancer patients?
For everyone.
Okay.
It really is for anyone, everyone. I feel like there's also like just kind of informational things maybe for the patient and the caregivers. So it was really at her ending is where our beginning started. She didn't live long, and so when we were making her arrangements before she passed, she was like, I really, instead of flowers, I would really like the donations to go to a nonprofit. And so it wasn't even like 2 days before she passed, the 501c3 was approved. Then she passed, and then we created these bags with all the donations that we had received. And then I found out about the Skin Games kind of at the same time, and I was like, I'm going for it. I really.
Well, tell us about the Skin Games, because a lot of people won't know what the Skin Games is.
Yeah.
Tell us what you did in the past, what you won, what you're doing this year, next year.
Yeah.
I think it's this year because it's so close to the end of the year.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I think the Skin Games has really changed the trajectory of my career path and my nonprofit path. I know Elaine, I never would have met you. Like I never would have, basically talked to you on the plane going to Sacramento. Like I wouldn't have known, and I feel like the Skin Games is an international esthetician competition, and it is a competition, and I think you should do your very best, but I feel like it is such an opportunity for professionals to showcase their skills, to learn from others, to learn from, incredible people like you and these brands. It's really put me in touch with a lot of brands that have helped me grow in my nonprofit. So we do have skincare in the bags, Neogenesis, Intelligent Elixirs, and Heal and Hush, and I never would have been hooked up with them had I not gone. So I encourage everyone to go, to try it, to do your best. And then I competed in the compassion category and I won second. So I won $5,000.
Oh, goosebumps. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. It was very definitely out of my comfort zone, but definitely worth it. And then this year I'm doing skincare categories, working on some pigmentation, some breast revision and stretch mark scarring. And what's the other thing? Oh, age management. Always age management.
Yes, please, age management.
Yeah.
And it's going to be next year. It's what is it? March. I wrote down 6 through 9 next year.
Yes.
And and they do it at the JW Marriott. That's right across from Lenox Square. Is it the JW Marriott? No, it's not
the Westin.
The Westin. Correction.
I wish it was the JW Marriott.
I know, it's at the Westin, which is right across the road from Lenox Mall. I'm a judge again. Last year I judged massage, but this year I'm doing a medical aesthetic category. We also will have a booth there. I'm also trying to get Sedesco involved as well. So I'm talking to Sedesco International next week. So we hold hands. Yes. But I want to get back to your 501(c)(3). What is the name of it again?
Tiff's chemo
and
bag.
How do people if they want to donate? Do you take items, or just you buy the items and you just donate the money? We don't have money.
Both. So we always love, donations, and those are Venmo, PayPal, or they can send a check, or whatever's easiest. But we have some precious schools locally. They use like their kindness club or certain clubs, and they asked for a list of everything that was in the bag, and they got donations, and then they will come and help pack the bags, or it's just really precious to see the community get involved. And sadly, just seeing how many people are affected by cancer.
And it's more and more. I don't have the data in front of me, but I was shocked, especially with women, just how much breast cancer and ovarian cancer. I don't want to lie. It was one in so many women. I'll have to look it up afterwards. And I was just shocked by the data
I
of
felt
what's
like it
going
was
on.
6, 1 in
Yeah,
6.
okay. It was something like that, but I just didn't want to sound scary. But it's whatever we can do to make people more comfortable. Does TIFTIFs have a website that people can go to?
So yes and no. On my website, skincopro.com, there is a little link, and it
Okay.
takes you to the story. It can take you to where, just say that you wanted to send a bag to someone. It has that link for that as well.
And for people to donate if they wanted to.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So you've had your spa now, your salon, your skin clinic, Skin Pro. How many years have you had it now?
So we opened in February of 23. So really a year and a half.
And
Going on.
what are you seeing trending? Because aesthetics and skincare has really been evolving. So what do you think is going to be trending for 2025 in as far as skin treatments go? Or is it just more of
Um,
the same?
I do think more of the same. I do think that I'm seeing a lot about exosomes, growth
So
factors.
tell everybody what exosomes are.
Yeah, so I do want to clear this up. I was going to put this in my Skin Games video because I do work with a brand that I love, and I know that I did this treatment on you in Sacramento, and I wanted your feedback as well. Remember
Oh,
when we did?
it was fabulous. I
Okay,
loved
good.
it. I
Okay,
loved
good.
it. But I think with any type of skin treatment, you do need more than one. So of course my
Uh,
skin looked and felt great, but I
yes.
know that with a series of treatments,
Yeah.
you're gonna really see the results. So tell us about exosomes and what they are, and particularly in the product line that you use, because people may have different places
Yeah.
or where they get the exosomes from, different
Yes.
companies.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm just speaking, I guess, from my experience with the brands that I've worked with, Neogenesis and Factor 5. But with Factor 5, um, I've worked with them closely, but I do want to say something about stem cells. So I see things go around, with products that they say, oh, they have cells in them. That's not exactly correct. It's stem cell released growth factors. So they're proteins, and there could be like over 500 different proteins, right? We can have interleukin proteins that kind of cause a little bit of inflammation. We could have elastin proteins, collagen proteins, EGF, epithelial growth factor, all kind of different proteins. So really what they're doing is collecting those proteins and filtering those and kind of put them in like a little petri dish in a conditioned media, and then put that into the product. So there's really never stem cells in there, and little exosomes are like little vehicles, if you will. Bless you.
Oh, we're keeping it. Oh my
Okay.
God. I've had this over a week. I've had this, it's the weather, because we're in Georgia, so it's
Yeah.
hot one minute and it's cold the next. And last night I had the heating on, this morning I had the air conditioning on. So the struggle is real here in Georgia. Anyway, so sorry, carry on. Didn't mean to be rude.
No. So I just want to clear up. Sometimes I see just a little bit of misinformation about there's actual stem cells in products, and that's
Right.
not true for the things that I work with. So
Actual stem cells, you mean like human stem cells or animal stem
yeah,
cells? They're not putting them in products. That's what you mean.
right. It's just the growth factors, which are the byproducts.
That stimulates your body's own stem
Right.
cells. So it's a growth factor stimulating um, peptide or
Right.
protein
Right.
that will stimulate your body's own stem cells. Now, but what about plant stem cells? I've heard a bit of buzz about that. What are your thoughts on that
You
one?
know, my true thoughts are, I think botanicals have their place. With a biology background, I mean, we are not plants, we're humans. I do think that they are effective in skincare for sure. Like I see it with my own eyes. But as far as like plant stem cells, we're not plants. So I don't feel like the receptors on the cells are
They're
the
not
same.
they're not going to recognize those stem cells as
Correct.
opposed to something that stimulates your own collagen, your
Yeah.
own stem cells, etc. And then, so what is the benefits of stimulating your own stem cell through an exosome? Am I saying it right?
Um, so really what we're doing is those growth factors going into the skin can help regenerate cells. They can help proliferate. They can help calm. It just kind of depends on the protein and the receptor of the cell, what you're trying to target.
And yeah, so I suppose there's some exosomes that are targeting inflammation or
Right.
acne or
Yeah.
a collagen or to boost
Yep.
for fine lines and wrinkles, for
Fibroblasts.
redness, that
Yes.
type of thing. Yeah, so I suppose there's different ones. I mean, that's
Mhm.
awesome because that's the big buzzword right now. And I
Right.
always like to make sure that we're clearing out the clutter, the noise, because it's kind of like, social media may not be the exact um or correct
Hmm.
information, right? So
Hmm.
I love how you just broke it down that exosomes are stimulating your own body stem cells to do what they need to do.
Yeah. They're like little vehicles.
Are they the same as peptides
Right.
then or no?
Peptides are like proteins. So, and again, those peptides are little proteins, they do different things. They're like I'm thinking of like amino acids like leucine, lysine, and then amino acids go to peptides.
So you're really busy. So let's see, you've got your nonprofit, you've got your spa Skin Co, which I think is a fabulous name, by the way.
Thank you.
You work for these different brands. Where do you have time for you?
I feel like I don't a lot, but I just this has been a dream of mine for a really, really long time. Ever since I knew what an esthetician was and getting help from an esthetician for my own acne, I don't know, I just do it and I love it.
So you have a husband. Do you have any children, dogs?
We have 3 fur babies, so I have 2 cats and a dog. He's 105 pounds. He weighs a lot more than I do, and he
Wow,
rules our house. So, um, yeah, but we do try to take time and spend some time on the Georgia coast. So we like to go to Sunbury and just spend the weekends there and just kind of like unwind and relax.
that is very cool. And are you downtown Vidalia at Skin Co?
I am right off 280, so I'm like in where there's like it's like a medical area.
So what competitions did you are you going for this year at Games, did you say?
Yeah, the
Which
categories.
yeah,
Um,
what do you
so open, I'm doing open and I'm working on stretch marks and tummy tuck scars, as well as like breast augmentation scars, all in one case study, which I have never done before, and I have really been amazed at like the progress that I've made in just like 4 weeks. I cannot even believe it. Every time I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And she told me yesterday, she was like, I'm just so thankful because every time I get out of the shower, there's like a mirror, where you can see yourself. And she was like, for the first time, I'm not like, oh my gosh, there's Frankenstein. So again, this is why I do what I do every single day. Like this is why I love it. It's so rewarding. And then pigmentation, she's been a sun lover and it shows, but it's fading. Pigmentation is a real beast, and I feel like it's an everyday battle. Um, and I do tell, people whenever that is something that they want to work on, if you're not willing to do SPF, then, I really can't work on that. They have to be hand in hand. And then age management, which is funny because my age management model is the same model for pigmentation. So it's been really fun to work with her.
So with those that don't know, you actually have to do some case studies for this particular category.
Yes. So it's an 8-week case study, and you create your case study, you create, you look at your client, at least once a week. Sometimes I'll work with them twice a week if we're going to do some red light therapy. But it's really up to your discretion. But I just really say to everyone doing it, like, follow your gut, follow what the skin is telling you. I feel like every time I'm in the treatment room, even if I've seen you from the previous day, I feel like your skin's going to tell me a different story. So being
Yeah.
able to read that and, acclimate to that, then you'll do well.
So you have to do videos, or do you have to just do before and after pictures and write like a soap note? What does that case
It's
study
a
look like?
lot. It's a lot of work. I think I spend about probably 4 to 6 hours a week. So, you do have to have before and after, so week 1 and week 8, before and after pictures. You do have to see, I'm not going to say you have to see your client once a week, but you have to check in with your client once a week, whether you do a treatment or not, and perform a video, whether it's an update or a demo of the treatment. And then your case study notes, intense. You have a 10-page max. So, clear, concise is, I think, the best way to be. I'm saying all this like I know and like I've done it before, that I've won an award and I haven't, but that's just what
I
I've
think you
learned.
already won the award. You won the Life Award as far as, being a thriver. I don't like the word survivor. And I think didn't you say you lost your mom? Am I
I did.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to also cancer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, uh it's I'm trying to think of the words, because whenever I speak about cancer I get emotional. Like
I know.
I'm doing some work with the Georgia Ovarian Cancer, um Desi, not association, is it not association, it's the, anyway, GOCA, and they have their big fashion show tonight. And so all of the at Lenox Mall, and all of the models are either survivors or family of survivors. And they're coming today to get their face and makeup done at the school. But they were Fox 5 was at me yesterday, and I just said, it's the stories for me that just
Yeah.
get my heart. And I also want to make sure that the stories are told. This year, early on in the year, we actually had the husbands and the brothers of moms or husbands that didn't, sorry, moms or wives that did not survive, and they came to the school, and they were pampered, because it's the caregivers too, right?
Oh
That's
my
what I said.
gosh,
There's
it's
a
so
big
hard.
story. So we pampered them, and we gave the hair and nails and everything, and it was just, so tonight is anybody wants to come to the fashion show, there's still tickets. It's at Lenox Mall, and it's the Teal to Heal. They're doing that tonight, and so I'm just there as a guest to support them, because I really believe it on my heart that regardless of the cancer, there's such a story to tell, how it
Yeah.
affected the family, how it affects the caregivers, how it affects and also to have the support, because I had cancer in 2004 when there was
Yeah.
not there was a little bit, but not much
That's right.
available. And if there was um, support available, I certainly didn't know how to access it.
That's right.
So um, I'm just so positive about what we're all doing and how we're all making such a difference. And I really appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
But I am so excited. So how do we find you? Did you say it was skinco.com? I made a note. What's your website?
Oh, skincopro.com.
Skincopro.com, and you're in Vidalia,
Yes.
and you have all the information about your incredible nonprofit, so that
Yes.
people can find that and support you. And I'm so excited to see you at the Skin Games. It's going to be
I am
fabulous.
too. I really can't wait. I'm excited. I think it's going to be here before you know it. Um,
It is. It
yeah.
really is. I couldn't believe that they started remember when they started promoting the next Skin Games after the
Like
last
2
one, and
weeks later.
I was like, it's 365 days. Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
I know. I know.
I am so excited to have had you in the Elaine, and I really appreciate you and everything you're doing, Tiffany. I just want you to know that you're making a difference. You know, we're touching people with our hands and our hearts, and you are making a difference. And so I really want you to know that, you know, you have me as a support. Don't be afraid to reach out. And you know, you're doing such good work, and that's
Thank
going to make a difference, to the skin, but make a difference to people's lives. And I think that that is our legacy, and our wealth is really giving back and seeing the changes to people's lives. And I think that's
you.
so important. Yeah.
I agree.
Well, it was so great having you on.
Thank you. Thank you. I've never done this before, so it's been fun. Easy. You're
Well,
easy to talk to.
I could talk all day. So in about 2 weeks you'll have this, and you can post it to wherever you want to post it to, and we'll probably have you back in a year's time and see where this whole journey has taken you.
Yeah.
I love you, Tiffany, and I will speak to you soon, and I will see you at the Skid Games.
All right. Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.